Thank you for joining me today. You might want 2 blocks and some knee padding, and of course modify anything to suit your body and your practice today. Sitting up nice and tall, come to a comfortable seat. Keep the spine up high. Turn your head gently to one side and then the other. Try not to slouch at all. And after you've done this gently a couple of times, come back to center. And bring the arms out to the side. Turn the hands up about the height of the shoulders and reach up, look up, touch the hands. If it's okay on the neck, look up. You don't really have to. And then open the arms and bring them down. Walk your left hand over to the side. You can stay on fingertips or palm flat or put a block there. Get your right arm up and over for a gentle side bend. Come back to center and then go up and over to the other side. Keep your hips grounded. You don't have to do anything deep here to feel the stretch. Come back to center. Again, reach up, look up, touch the hands, and then flip the palms up with the hands interlaced, with the fingers interlaced. Make sure your head is nice and even with your spine, and get a little bit of a twist over to the right. Keep the hands pressing up. This is more for your shoulders and your wrists than it is for any kind of a twist. Make sure to do both sides and come to center. And turn the hands forward, stretch the arms forward this way, maybe tuck the chin. Get the back a little bit of a stretch, the upper back. Bring the head up, bring the hands in front of you. Keep the fingers interlaced as you do a figure 8 motion with the wrists, around and around one way, and then reverse. You'll know you're going in reverse because it'll be weird. And then turn the hands up, oppose the thumb, curl the fingers slowly over the thumb, and gently turn the hands down. Don't grip the thumb too much. And then open the hands up to the sky, stretch the palms and the fingers and bend at the wrists forward, keeping the arms straight as you can. And then repeat, palms up, oppose the thumb, curl the fingers, turn them downward. And then open upwards, stretch the hands, bend at the wrists, and release. Bring your right arm up and over to your left knee or thigh, getting a gentle twist over to the left. Just a couple of breaths, nothing too complicated. And then bring the other arm up and around, turning to the right. At any time you can change the legs if this is too much in this one cross, whatever your seat is. Bring yourself back to center. Just breathe here in your seat and have another breath and come to hands and knees. Make sure it feels nice and even and stretch your right leg back with the toes tucked. So you're going to stretch the back of the leg. Press the heel back, but keep your hips even as best as you can. Press the left shin into the mat. Try to stay even on your hands, and then go ahead to the other side. Tuck the toes, press the heel back. Keep yourself even by using the other leg to keep you balanced. Keep your spine nice and long, 2 knees on the ground. And then a little bit of cat-cow, starting with cow. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Go slowly, deep breath in, heart forward, maybe tailbone up. And exhale, round the spine, pull the navel upward too. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round slowly. Come back to neutral, stretch your right leg back and your left arm forward. So you're turning the pinky side of the arm down, stretching through the fingers and flexing the right foot, trying to stay even across the hips. And bring the hand down and the knee down and try out the other side. Stretch the leg back, stretch the arm forward, keep some length, but also keep some pull towards midline so that you feel balanced, so you don't feel like you're wobbling. If you are, you can move where the hand is. It might be helpful. Find a little bit of child's pose. Have a few breaths here. Just rest. Turn the hands up. Maybe slide the wrists a little closer together and the elbows a little closer together. Rotating the shoulders a little outward there. Turning the hands down, walk them over to the right edge of the mat. Slide the left hand on top if it's comfortable to do so. And then go ahead to the other side. Putting the right hand on top. Walk the hands back to center. Come back to your hands and knees shape. Move your hips around in circles. Your hips might go all the way back to the heels or just stay above the knees. Make sure the knees are comfortable and keep the arms straight so you can do a little bit of a wrist stretch while you do this. Go both directions. If you're used to this motion, you might let the ribs be a little bit involved. It's a little bit rounder. And then wave yourself forward. Inhale forward, wave the spine, and it's almost up dog, and then you press back. So don't go all the way into up dog, just get a little bit in there, and then you'll come to your downward facing dog. Tuck the toes and lift the hips. When you do come there, try not to commit right away. Do a little bit of this bending both knees and maybe tapping the ground. You don't have to do that. You might just bend both of your knees and lift your hips. One thing to remember about downward facing dog is you don't have to have your legs straight. In fact, I don't ever really recommend it. It really depends on you and your knees though. Inhale forward to a plank pose, top of a push-up, and then bend the knees and lift the hips, downward facing dog. Try that a few times. Inhale forward to a plank pose, bend the knees, lift the hips up first, and then do the legs for your downward facing dog. Keeping your arms nice and active, and of course your hands too. Inhale forward to plank, bend the knees, lift the hips. There you are, down dog again. Pause, breathe, check in. Bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, hop, jump. Come to the top of the mat, inhale halfway up, exhale to fold. Again, halfway lift. Your hands can be on blocks, they can be on the floor, they can come to your shins. It really depends on where you are and what you're doing today. Do this 3-4 times, and then come all the way up. Inhale, touch the hands, top of the mat, arms all the way up, and side bend over to your right side. Do anything you want with your hands so they feel anchored, and press the left foot down. Move back to center, and then go up and over to the left side, pressing the right foot down. Come back to center, bring hands to the heart, soften the knees, and fold forward with an exhale. Hands on the shins, inhale, halfway lift, spine is long, bend the knees generously, hands on the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Raise the right leg up. You don't have to lift it as high as you can, but then do take a moment and square off the hip. Think a nice long diagonal from your right hand to your right foot. Flexing the foot, bring the knee towards you. Bring it towards the elbow, slide it down the wrist, and then up to the elbow, and then back to down dog. Keep the arms nice and active. Move forward to plank. Bring the knee with you. Bring it to the elbow, to the wrist, back to elbow, and then back to downward facing dog. Way up there with the leg. Big lift. Bring the foot forward. Put it down lightly. Bring the arm up. And then overhead with that right arm. A nice diagonal from the left foot. And then move the shoulder around in nice even circles. You can do big ones like I'm showing you here. You can do small ones. And then stretch forward for the ribs. And if you want to, if your knees will let you and your feet are okay with it, turn all of your toes to the right side so the back leg is like side plank, and reach the hand up. Turn the toes forward to step back. Down dog, and then stretch the left leg up. Square the hip. Flex the foot. Come forward towards a plank pose. Bring that knee to the elbow, down to the wrist, and then way back up to down dog again. And then move forward again. Bring the knee with you to the elbow, to the wrist, and then back up to down dog again. Big lift. One more time. Bring the knee forward, elbow, wrist, elbow, big lift. When you bring the foot forward, when you put it down, you could try heel toe, be really light about it, and then left arm into the air, and then overhead. First, find that diagonal. Keep some action in the legs and slowly move your left arm around. Now, try not to throw the arm around. You're just making smooth circles, big or small. Right arm is your pillar. Reach forward overhead and then turn all of your toes to the left side. Right leg is like a side plank. And then reach your arm overhead. Turn everything forward, hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Steady breath. Inhale forward to plank. Bring your knees down. Lower everything else down all the way. Stretch the arms back, palms face up, lift everything up, extend forward, back, and upward, and slowly lower down. Shalabhasana. And then a wide cobra. So your fingertips off mat, elbows up, anchor your legs, lift your chest and your shoulders and your face and your heart, and slowly lower down. Hands by the ribs flat. Anchor the legs, baby cobra, or maybe a little higher cobra. It really depends on you and your spine, but keep the elbows bent and the legs anchored. Press back towards child's pose. Have a breath. Come back to hands and knees, then tuck the toes and lift your hips, down dog. Right leg way up. Move your left hand a little bit or a lot. You can see that I moved it enough to bend the elbow. And this is an uneven down dog shape. You can stay up there if it's new, or bring the right knee towards the belly. Keep the hips up high and then lift the leg back up. And then again, knee towards belly and then lift the leg back up. All right, after a couple of times, you're going to slowly move over to plank pose. So put the hand down first and then put the foot down. You'll end up in low lunge with your legs, and then arms up into the air. Turn the palms forward, reach forward, and then behind you, lift the shoulders. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reach up, look up, reach back behind you. Exhale, lift your shoulders when you get there. Bring the arms up again. Take your right hand to your right hip. I anchor it there. I hook my thumb and slowly move the left arm around in a nice big circle, much slower than the other ones. Your hand will turn back and reach back pretty far. Make that the harder part. And then when you bring it forward, just try and be smooth as possible. Get a good set of these in, and then arms up above. Take your right hand to your left wrist and side bend over to the right side. Keep your right foot planted. You can also bring your right arm down and touch the floor or a block. Arms up in the air, hands to heart, 2 hands on the floor, step back to plank, and then lift up to downward facing dog. So we're going to try that uneven thing on the other side too. Obviously, right? Lift the leg first, especially if that worked for you on the other side. So it's your left leg up, and then inch your right hand forward. You don't have to go right to a bent arm like I did, and you can just try and balance that. Or move it over, press it flat, and bring the knee towards the belly a few times, keeping the hips up high, keeping your hands pressing and your shoulders fairly even. You can also plant the right foot like a warrior one, but then it's harder to come forward to do this move where you bring the foot forward and bring the knee down, okay? So you're in a low lunge now, arms up, palms face forward. Bring the arms behind you like they're your wings, like lift the shoulders. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, reach forward and back, lift the shoulders. Again, inhale, arms up, heart up, face up, reach back behind you, extend the arms, lift the shoulders. Bring yourself up again. Left thumb hooks the hip and slowly move the right arm around. I like to start at the height of my shoulder and turn the arm and then reach behind me and do the rotation down by the hip. You'll see what it feels like after you do it a few times, especially if it's new for you. But day to day, these things change. So you'll do a set of 5 or so and bring both arms up. Your left arm will grab your right wrist and you'll slowly side bend a little bit to the left. You might slide your left hand down to a block or the earth. This is up to you, but your left foot stays planted. Bring the arm back up, reach up, inhale, hands to heart, hands to earth, step back, plank pose, downward facing dog. Keep your hands nice and even. Inhale forward to plank pose. Keep it active, lower slowly down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra pose. Any height that works for you. Keep your legs active and anchored. Reach the arms back, lift everything you can off the mat, hair, teeth, all the things. And then press back to child's pose. Turn the hands up, rest, breathe. Return to hands and knees, tuck your toesies, lift your hips back up to downward facing dog. Try to stay even, keep the breath as even as possible. Slow raise of the right leg up, bring the knee forward, step the foot down, come up to a high lunge. If you feel wobbly, do a heel toe move with your right foot a little wider. Have the arms up, arms straight, elbows bent as high as the shoulders. Inhale, keep them wide, and then slowly exhale, close them like a book. Inhale, slowly open, try to keep them the height of the shoulders. Exhale, close them like a book. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, close them like a book. Inhale, open wide, keep even on the feet. Exhale, close them like a book. Press them closed and lift the elbows a little bit or a lot. And then stretch the arms up after you hold that a little bit. Bring the hands forward as you hook the thumbs and reach through the fingertips. Think diagonal. Keep a lot of height. A couple breaths there, and then bring yourself up. Hands to the floor. Step back. Downward facing dog. Slow raise of the left leg up. Keep even on the hands. Bring your knee forward. Slowly lift the leg back up. Bring the foot forward. Place it down gently. Come up to high lunge, arms up in the air, palms face forward. Elbows wide like cactus. Try to stay even on the feet. If you're wobbling, widen your base. Inhale. Exhale, elbows together in front. And then open wide, inhale. Exhale, bring them together in front. Inhale, open, chest up. Exhale, close. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Press, lift. Pull up through center, but press down with the feet so you can stay even. Reach up, get the arms up there, reach. Hook the thumbs and then switch so it's not common. Hook. And then think diagonal as you reach forward. Press down with the front foot. Come up, inhale, hands down. Step back to down dog. Inhale, right leg upwards. Hold there, keep it steady. Bring the foot forward. Draw the leg straightish. Bring the hip up, turn the foot forward, and then bend the knee slowly. You'll go through this motion a couple of times. This is where I thought you might want some blocks. You can also move your hands forward and back depending on how comfortable you are on your legs, feet, and hips. After you've done this a few times, hold one, and then bend the back knee. Keep the front leg straight and the spine long as best as you can. Bend the back knee a few times. And then after you've done that, bend the front knee and lift your left leg upwards. You'll be in what I like to call standing L, but most people call it a standing splits. Your spine can be long. And then bend both knees. Cross your left thigh behind your right and squat down kind of low. And slowly lift back up again. Then squat down, cross the thighs and lift. Squat down low. And then lift back up, stretch all the way up. Cross the thighs, come down, sit. You'll end up in seated spinal twist. So it's fancy for that knee thing. So just cross the right knee over. Keep the spine long, twist over to the right. Sit up tall. You can hook the elbow around the knee. Your right hand can be close to the low back on the earth. You'll breathe here a few times. Keep the spine long, draw the breath upwards. You can turn the chin all the way to the right if it's comfortable on the neck. If it's not, don't do that, it's fine. Give yourself a little counter twist if it feels comfortable. And then bring your hands forward, stomp down with the right foot, undo the left foot, step back to down dog with the right leg way up in the air. Big stretch. Come forward to plank, and then wild thing. Right leg behind, left leg is like side plank, lift up and over, arm can go up or overhead. Turn back over into down dog with the right leg way up as high as you want. Then bring that right knee forward and then step back to down dog. All right. Left leg way up, stay even on the hands. Stretch it, pulse it, whatever works for you to even out that shape. Bring the knee forward and then lift again. And then bring the knee forward and the foot forward. Start to move your left leg straightish, so you're bending and lifting, bending and straightening. I don't like to say straighten because I don't think you need to go to your deepest point every single time you do this. Explore. What does it feel like if you do a little less straight or a little bit more straight? Do the foot thing too, okay? Next time your left leg is straight, stay there and do the back knee. This one, just try and do the same each time. Do 3 or 4, especially if it's new. And then move your weight forward onto the front foot again and bend the back knee. You can try this little circle thing and then step forward. Lift the right leg way up and then square off your hips. Cross your right thigh behind your left, bending both knees, and then lift way back up again. And then cross, squat down low, and press down to rise up. And then again, lower down, press down to rise up. Remember that action. And then this time, slowly go all the way to the earth. Or this time, go all the way to the earth. Sit down gently, slowly. Yeah. Your left knee is up. A little twist to the left. You can hug the knee. Keep your spine tall. Right hand is behind. Left hand is behind. Keep your spine tall. Breathe into the chest. Try to stay even on the hips. You can also straighten the bottom leg if it's more comfortable for you. That makes the getting out of it move a little bit more challenging though. So you test it out. See what works. Stomp down with the left foot. Step back with the right foot. Left leg way up in the air in your down dog. Move to plank. Step the left foot behind so you're in a side plank situation, which is called wild thing. And then step back to down dog with the left leg up. Knee to elbow. And then lift and then put the foot back down. Downward facing dog. Move forward to hands and knees, and then check out child's pose again. Make sure it's actually comfortable. If not, choose something else that is, because you're going to want to rest here. Keep the breath smooth. Notice the air touching your skin. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye.